So, hi everybody. How many of you have heard the term data lake and you think it's the most amazing term in the world? Yeah? So that's not me. But I'm here to tell you today, through this miracle of, I'm hoping, auto-advancing slides, about there are people pissing in your data lake and what you need to know about it. But first, I want to tell you a story. I'm always looking for real-life stories to tell about my data stories. And so I'm going to tell you a story about a real-live lake in Oregon. So I don't know if you heard about this in the news, but a reservoir outside of Portland, someone got caught on videotape relieving himself, a very nice gentleman relieving himself in the lake. So I recognized you on the tape. So now here's the thing. What did they do that they had these 16 ounces of urine in the lake? They had to drain it. 8 million gallons of water had to be drained from this reservoir. Now think, it's a reservoir. There are birds and fish and ducks and geese all living and pissing in this lake. I guarantee it. And it cost them $34,000 to drain this lake and put it in. But what does that have to do with a data lake? Well, what it has to do with it is if someone's pissing in your data lake, they're also going to want you to fix it. And I'm going to talk to you about things that need to be fixed in your data. There's missing integrity. But I'm not talking about relational integrity constraints. Is in 1986, the IRS enacted a rule that said that if you claimed a dependent on your taxes, you had to provide a social security number for those dependents. Now, most dependents are children. And what happened was, these are like not in order. What happened was 7 million children disappeared off the face of the earth on April 15th. Think about why that happened. There you go. See, these aren't in the right order. 7 million children just... Did anyone call the FBI because these 7 million children just... Why is the data wrong? It's because your users were lying about their data. It ends up that now that we've fixed this loophole by requiring Social Security numbers for dependents, we're getting an extra $2.8 billion a year because taxpayers aren't saying I've got 5 children. They're saying I've got 1. There's another problem with data. There's old school data. So you're going to mash up all this data and you're going to analyze 100 years worth of data. Well, guess what? We were crappy with our data quality over the years. Did you know that the 2-letter postal code that for states, that's relatively new. When we got zip codes, we standard on this. When I was growing up, the code for Indiana was IND. And now if you try to match up IN and IND, they're not going to match. So people tell me my data model's too complex. I tell them if you want your data model to be simple, go out and make the world simple and then come back and I'll make the data model simple. And they're gone for a long time and then they're not whining about the data model. Gosh, is this one auto-advancing? Thank you. So we have this other problem with fake data. Right there, that's a bird, right? That's actually a screenshot from Mars Curiosity rover. So it's just some random rock. And then we have mask. So this database design trick of not using nulls, because nulls are evil. Anyone believe that? So when you make null, there you go, all right, the SQL Server guy. Nulls are evil. Well, that means when you have something like a date or a middle name, you have to give it a value. This is my father's middle name. Hispanics are born without middle names. His middle name is None, because he wrote none when they told him he had to have a middle name. So here's what I'd like for you to do. I want you to love your data lake. And that means you're going to do data urinalysis on your data. It's a good strategy. You're going to be analyzing your data all the time to see if someone has pissed in your database. You're also going to... Thank you. You're going to practice good data hygiene to keep that data contamination from spreading. Yes, exactly. Before and after messing with your data lake. Yeah, I don't know why these aren't building, so just keep going. One more. Thank you. And you need to set expectations of data quality. The Oregon Water Bureau said the reason they had to drain the lake is people expect that the water quality will be really great. And that people won't drink water if they know that it has urine in it, even though a lot of our water comes from our waste treatment plants. So the way you're going to do this is profile your data often. It's like a clinic check to check that you are still healthy. Now, why is this all so important? The Water Bureau said that people want clean, cold, and constant water. And that's what they delivered by draining those 8 million gallons of lake. But who knows what happened Next, after they did that, oh, why do we worry? It's not building, sorry. Because 3 years later, another guy got caught pissing in the bigger reservoir that was downstream from that. So they had to drain 38 million gallons of water. Because once you've said you're going to drain your data lake to fix it, everyone expects that you're always going to fix it. So thank you very much for listening. And please give me a follow on Twitter. Thank you.